everybody, this is Jamie the Board Game Man here, and today we're going to go back to 2014. This is a game I absolutely love to play. Now, what's funny is I have yet to play this physically. I have the app, and at the time of me taping this episode, I have played 75 games of this game, and one of these days I need to break it out and play it. It is Splendor by Asmodee Games, and it is 2 to 4 players. And what I did was when I bought this game, I was actually missing one of the Emerald tokens, which I was told this was brand new. I was going through them and I was missing one of them. So what I did was I did a component upgrade, and I found a little, that came with a black pouch here, and it has all the gems in there, all the different colored gems that you need. You know, got the whites, the blues, the reds, the greens, all that good stuff. And it also has the gold coins in here as well, which you can hear them clanging around in there. Here's what the gold coins look like. Pretty darn, can't really see it too much in detail. But so that's what I did. Now I have 7 of every gem, and I have the 5 gold coins that you need to have in order to play. So I'm very, very happy. Now I just need to break it out and actually play with the gems. But what I'm going to do is when I show you how to play this game, I'm going to go ahead and show you how the discs that it comes with the game. So I won't play with the upgrade. So I'll definitely go ahead and show you. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get over to the gamers table, and I'll show you how to play Splendor. All right, everybody, here we are at the gamers table, and here is Splendor. Let me go ahead and show you the components real quick, and then I'll show you how to set up for a 2, 3, or 4 player game, and then I'll show you some moves and to show you how to play. Now, what you do is you have your gems right here. You also have, you got the diamonds, the onyx, the sapphire, the rubies, and the emeralds, and then you have the gold coins here. You also have the development cards. That's what these are called. And you have ones that have 1 dot, 2 dots, or 3 dots. Obviously, 1 dot being the easiest ones to get. Then it becomes a little harder to get these, and then it's really hard to get these. So what you'll do is you'll lay out 4 in each row. And you also have the noble tiles that are up at the top here. And that pretty much is the game. That is the components of the game. There's not much more to it. Now let me go ahead and show you the setup for a 4-player game. So if you have a 4-player game, you're going to go ahead and lay out all 7 gems out and all 5 gold tokens. Obviously this stays the same. The nobles, you're always going to put the number of players plus 1. So in this case, if it's a 4-player game, you will have 5 nobles out. If you have a 3-player game, what you'll do is you will have 5. So you'll take 2 of each. You will have 5 of each gem that are out. Okay, like so. And you'll still have all 5 gold. That does not change. This same just stays the same. And then in a 3-player game, like I said, you will take one of these nobles away. So then you would have a 4 noble game. If you have a 2-player game, then you will have 4 of each gem. Okay. Just like so. And you still keep all 5 gold coins. You also keep this the same. And then this will go down to a 3 noble game. So it's pretty minor, the differences, except for the number of gems you start off with, and also the number of nobles you start off with. So what I'll do is I'll start with a 4-player game. That's the way I'll show you how this works. So we'll have all the pieces out here. There we go. And we'll put them all out back out here. There we go. And we'll put all 5 nobles back out here. And there's plenty more nobles in the game, so you will not see the same nobles over and over again. As you can see here, there are some more nobles in the game. So you won't get the same nobles every single game, which is great. And I know there's some promos out there that have different nobles that you can purchase as well. But for the standard game, you have plenty. And there's plenty of cards here as well. The stack of the ones are, look at that. There's a lot of cards in there. And 2 or 3 are a little bit lower. But then again, you don't purchase as many of these because they're a lot harder to get. So that's why the stacks are a little lower on these. So let me go ahead and show you that there's 3 different options you can do per turn. One is to take some gems. Now, there's 2 different ways to take gems, okay? You want to start up your collection. That way you can purchase these developments. So what you do is you can either grab 3 diamonds, but they all have to be different. So it has to be like 1 of each, okay? Or you can pick 2 of the same if you have at least 4 of that gem. So for instance, we have all 7 here, so you know it's pretty safe. If the first player wanted to take 2 diamonds, they can do so. Okay? And then it'll be the second player's turn. Second player might not want to do that. They might want to get 1 of each. So they get 1, 2, and 3. They'll take 3 of these. And then player 2 will take that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put these face up where everybody can see what you have. Okay? There is no hiding those. You actually put them out like so. Okay? Say the third player might want to go, okay, I want 2 emeralds. You can do that because there's at least 4 in that stack. And then we'll say the fourth player will take 1, 1, and 1 like so. Okay, and then they'll lay them out like so. Okay? So now it comes back to the second player, first player again. And what he wants to do is he's probably going to look into wanting to purchase one of these, because what you could do is, let me show you the development cards. Each development card will have how much it will cost you to purchase that development card. So in this case, it'll take 3 diamonds to purchase this card to get a ruby. So it shows you what permanent gem you will end up having in your collection when you purchase that card. And for instance, on this one, it'll cost you 3 of the brown for a blue. Okay. And then this one here, in order to get this brown, it will cost you 2 emeralds and 1 ruby. Okay, that's how that works. And you can see in the second row, it's a little bit tougher to get. And like for instance, on this one, you can see it'll cost you 5 rubies to get this, to get a permanent diamond. But you have a 2 up here. These are your prestige points. This is what you're trying to get throughout the game. The first player to reach 15 points triggers the end of the game. I'm not saying end of the game immediately. I'm saying triggers the end of the game. And I'll explain that in one moment. So what happens is, why do you want to purchase a development? Well, let me show you why. Okay. So let's just say, for instance, player 1 has a few of these gems here. And it's his turn. He has 3 diamonds, a blue, and a red. He wants to go ahead and purchase this one. So what he's going to do is he's going to pay with his 3 diamonds, put it back in the collection, and he's going to go ahead and take this card. He's going to place it face up in front of him. So now what happens is he has a permanent red ruby in his collection, and then he has 1 spare one here. So what you're going to do is you're going to replenish that card right away. Now you see you actually have one with 1 prestige point for 4 rubies to take over this. Now that is actually a perfect example I'm going to show you right now. So say what happens is the turns go around, and he has this. Say this player has this, maybe he has a diamond, and maybe he has a brown, okay? He wants to purchase this card here. Now he has a permanent red here, which means all he needs is 3 more of the red here. So in order for him to get this, he goes, okay, I want to purchase this. This does not go anywhere. This, when you buy a development, it stays with you permanently throughout the rest of the game. So as soon as you buy one, you have that permanently. So that will help you to get the higher up numbers, because you start having permanent ones, because there's only so many gems down here that you can get. So the more you get of this, the more you can bulk up your collection, okay? So say he wants to purchase this one for 4 rubies to get a blue. All he needs to do, he has 1 here, he has 3 here, he has enough. So he's going to pay with these 3 rubies. And just like that, he purchases the card, and he also gets 1 point. So we're going to have the blue facing here, face up, and you put the blue right behind. That way you know how many blues you have total. So technically he has 2 blues here. He has a permanent blue, and he has this blue here. So he has 2. And then you're going to go ahead and replenish just like so. Once you start building up and you start getting more of these developments, let's just say, for instance, say he has a blue one here. He has another blue one. And you can keep these face up. That way you can keep track of how many prestige points you have. So say he has this. And then he has, let's go ahead and flip these over. And let's just say he's got, just to show you an example, see he's got a diamond here, and he's got a couple emeralds. This is later on in the game. Okay, you're playing. Let's just say this is your collection here. So he's got a white diamond here, he's got a green, he's got brown, and so on. And say he wants to go ahead and purchase this card here. So you'll see that it needs 1 diamond. He's got the 1 diamond here, but this is a permanent diamond, so you'll have 1 diamond here, so he's going to pay that. You need 4 blues. Well, he has 3 permanent blues here. So all he needs is this 4th one here. And he needs 2 emeralds. Well, he doesn't have any emeralds down here coins, but he has 2 emeralds that are permanent. So that counts towards the payment. And just like that, he grabs this card. He grabs up 2 prestige points. And there you have it. So these add on to what you need in here. So that's what makes it nice. And to build up your collection here, that way you can start getting the harder cards when they start coming up. So right now I have 2 rubies, I have 3 blues, I have a diamond, I have 2 emeralds, and I have a brown. Okay. Now let me show you how you get a noble up here. The nobles have different types of gems that they're looking for. Now, for instance, in this noble, he is looking for 3 brown, 3 red, and 3 green. They all have to be developments. The coins do not go towards the nobles, okay? You need to have the developments. So, for instance, if the noble were to find you, okay, you would need, let me show you here, 3 green developments, 3 red developments, and 3 brown developments. Let me grab 3 browns out of here. That way I can show you what it looks like. Just like that. So let's just say this was your collection here. As you can see here, I have 3 browns. I have 3 reds, which is right here. And I have 3 greens, which are right here. Once you pick up that last one that you need to collect this, he will come to you immediately. So what you do is if you get that 3rd brown, and you can actually purchase a development if you want to, and then right after that, immediately you will receive a noble. All nobles are 3 prestige points, so they actually help you out big time. So this will be put out right in front of you. So for instance, in this scenario, I would have 2 points, 3 points, and another 3. So now I would have 6 points so far going into this, okay? So that's very important. These do not go towards the coins. These only go towards the developments. So you want to make sure that that's, when you're playing that, that's what you're doing, okay? And that's how you receive the nobles. And play goes around and around. And now there's one other thing that I want to go over with you. Like I said, there was 3 different things you can do during your turn. You can either pick up 2 diamonds of the same if there's at least 4 in that row. Or you can pick up 3 diamonds, but all 3 have to be different. You can purchase a development card, or you can reserve a card. And that's when the gold coins come into play. You're probably wondering what's going on with the gold. How do you get a gold? Okay. Say there's a card on there that you really want to get, but you're not quite there yet. And you're worried that another player might snag it up for their collection. Okay. What you can do is you can say, I really want this emerald here. Because maybe I'm going for this noble here who wants 4 and 4 blue. 4 green and 4 blue. And there's that green right there. You really need it. You have 3 green and you want that other green because you're getting really close here. What you can do, excuse me, is I want to reserve a card. You can pick up the card, okay, and you're going to put it face down in front of you. You don't want anybody else knowing what you're reserving because they can try to hijack you, you know. So you want to keep this face down. You can always look at it from time to time as many times as you want to make sure that you try to get what you need in order to fulfill that card. So you can reserve the card, place it face down in front of you, and this is when you receive a gold coin. The gold coin is wild, so you can use this towards any. So if you're one short of something, let's just say, for instance, you are looking to get, let's see, let's just do this. Say I have my gold coin here, okay, and I want to purchase this one here. I have 2 green and 1 red. I only have 1 green and 1 red, okay, and I'm one short. I can use this towards that, and then that way I can purchase it. So the gold coins can come in handy, and the only time you get a gold coin is if you reserve a card. Now, if all the gold coins are taken, say, you know, this person has 2 gold coins, this person has 2, this player 2 has, 1, and this player wants to reserve a card, you can still reserve a card, okay, as long as you have no more than 3 in your stacks. You cannot reserve more than 3 cards, okay. If you want to reserve a card, you can reserve a card, but you will not get the gold coin. So that's the downfall if there's no coins there. But if there's a card you really want, you're going to go ahead and snag it anyway, but unfortunately you don't get a gold card. You can have no more than 10 of these jewel tokens at one time. So once you start starting to collect these, the most you can have of these, now not counting these The development cards do not count towards that. It's the coins. The most coins you can have at one point is 10, and that does include the gold coins. Okay? So if you have, like, say, 8 gold, you have 8 gems over here, but you have 2 golds, the golds count towards that. So 10 is the maximum you can have. If you end up having more than 10 at one point, you have to put some back. 10 is the max. Okay? And 3 reservation cards is the max you can keep. There is no penalty at the end of the game if you don't fulfill that card. Now, I know it's interesting, but there is no penalty. So even if you reserve this card, you didn't get to it, you didn't fulfill it, there is no penalty. You don't get minus, like in this, say there's 3 points for that. You wouldn't get a minus 3 points for that. It's just, you just didn't fulfill it. And that's it. Okay? Play goes round and round until somebody reaches 15. Once someone triggers 15, this is the type of game where every person has the same amount of turns. So if player 1, say player 1 triggers 15, okay, say they reach 15, 16, 17, 15 or more, okay, that will trigger the end of the game, which means if player 1 did it, 2, 3, and 4 still have one more turn. Now let's say player 1 triggered at 15 points. Player 2 over here has 14 points, and guess what? In their last turn, they managed to get 2 points. Now they have the lead, and now they have 16 points. So now player 2 is in the lead. Player 3 will play one more. Player 4 will play one more. The game will end, and whoever has the most points at that point wins the game. Now, if there is a tie, say that 2 of you end up triggering at 15, and you both end up with 15, the player with the least amount of development cards would win the game. Okay, so that's what happens there. Now, say player 4 ends up triggering a game, then obviously the game ends automatically because everyone has done the same amount of turns. There is no one more time around. So it depends on which player triggers the game, as long as everyone has the same amount of players. Say, like if player 3 were to trigger it, then player 4 would have one more turn, and that's it. Player 1 triggers it, then they go 2, 3, and 4, and so on. As long as everyone has the same amount of turns. So it can be a little tricky. And there, my friends, is how you play Splendor.